How do I insert a Google Drive file into my Google site? So go to your particular page that you're working on, and we'll just try this as an experiment, and then you guys can mess around with it. But in this case, we have our buttons there at the top. I've created an area that just says Section 1 Notes. What I've decided is, what you guys are going to need to do for your project, and not necessarily the Enlightenment project, but no matter what class of mine you're in, and no matter what chapter or module we're in, as section chief, your job is to produce the content for all of your viewers, and that would be very easily and successfully done through notes, like what I give you. Now, how do you get those to your viewers? Well, you can have a link to it, you can have a download for it, whatever else, but one option is to just insert the actual file into your web page. So in this case, we're going to come up to Drive. You're on your Insert tab, and you're going to click on the Drive button, and these options pop up. Now you can be in your Drive, things that have been shared with you, recent documents that you have messed around with, and then starred files. I'm actually going to work out of my shared file. And let's pretend that the doc that I include here is our actual notes. They're not going to be for whatever section you're in, but just it's a document to use as an example. So I'll put this in there. And if you mess around with then these dots, you can see the document is much bigger than what it's giving me. Well, how is that going to work? So let's take a look at this in preview. So now we see our document there, but as I scroll down, I can't scroll any further down on the website, but here you see a further scroll down, and you can see the entire document there, but it's embedded right here into my web page. I can even click on this button here in the top right corner to expand it out in a new tab to see it in full. Maybe I want this to be a little bit different. So let's bring it here. And now it's even smaller. I can shrink this down. Let's go ahead and move this in between like that. And obviously this isn't the way that we would leave it, but just to show you some different views of how you can shape this and manipulate it within, so you can make it smaller. It doesn't have to be something that spans the whole website. We can even bring it, all the way up like this. And you can have your notes there on the side to kind of follow along with. That might be a little too small. That would be something like that. We can also add in things like slides. So let's yeah, that'll work. Google Slides, we'll add that in. Now we can go ahead and preview. We have our Drive document. We then have our Google Slides, which you can then just actually navigate right there. Again, you can click on this box to pop out. Even within these, you can play whatever is already in. So maybe you've added videos into a slide that you've created. I often use PowerPoint, as you know, so you can even include your PowerPoints. And this is going to look a little bit different because it's not a Google app. So you'll scroll down through these versus. And the other thing about PowerPoints is that just know your animations won't come through. And if you put things on top like I do, it doesn't play out the best. But when you do it this way, what you can do is expand that out. And then you have the download button here. You can download that, and then you'll be able to view the PowerPoint the way it's supposed to be viewed. Last one I'll show you just real quick is that you can also then include forms. Again, this is not a form that you guys would use, but one that I have. And you guys, again, can shape this, size this, however you would like. So in the event that you have a survey or something like that, which again, for most, for at least this project, you don't necessarily need to do that, but that's how you insert things using Google Drive.